Hello everybody, welcome back to the ESL UK studios for the ESL UK Premiership. My name is Kyanite, alongside me is Hoss, and we're here for the second map between exceL and MALiK.
We certainly are. And if map number one's anything to go by, we should have a very good one on our hands and potentially a third in the form of Overpass. MALiK love their DE cache. Maybe not as much as their Cobblestone, but it's certainly up there. They've played it in, I think, every series they've played in this Group A stage of the ESL UK Premiership, as we're just now going live into the knife round. And MALiK probably aren't too fussed about which side they get. Their T side is pretty solid, as is their CT.
Correct. Why are you laughing? Because I was yawning.
Yeah, I just finished talking. You don't really say much. I looked at you and then your mouth's just wide open.
Yeah.
Knifey, knifey, stabby, stabby. Nope.
But yeah, knife round, like you said. Knife round doesn't really matter on a map like Cache. Nowhere near as much as Nuke, at least.
Say that again.
So, yeah. I'm expecting to see good things from Imi, though, in his AWP. He's always impressed me on Cache. We've seen MALiK play Cache twice now.
I was going to say, we've seen a lot of MALiK this tournament.
Over the past 48 hours.
Yeah. Who would you say their star player is if they had one?
I think Victor played really well on Cache yesterday.
I said MALiK.
Oh, sorry. MALiK, right. Jesus. I think, again, Imi's definitely had his moments with the AWP. Yeah. Overall, I think Max puts in a lot of good work.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's a trio of them. I think Imi, Max, and inkG are certainly at the top of their game.
Yeah.
But as for exceL, I'd have to go Rezu. Has been phenomenal. And Victor, as you mentioned. Chronic as well has had his moments.
They've all been good.
Yeah.
Roaster was brilliant on DDoS too earlier on. And of course, Andrew with his AWP. He's great for entry fragging, and he's pretty good passively as well on the CT side. And talking about entry fragging, it's going to be Chronic who's hungry to get this first entry frag and get the entry frag. He will. That's one MALiK player already down on this CT side, Hoss. His advantage exceL as they run up towards this A-bomb site.
Yep, as Max has fallen, Shaney finds one, finds another, looking for a third. Chronic, he's just going to bypass the bomb. He's hungry for these frags as Peggy drops one player. It's now 2 versus 2. This bomb still hasn't been picked up. inkG can just play safe from car right now. He has a HE as well, and this could do a ton of damage should he be able to get it off, but Chronic is chasing him down and gets the nice dink to the head as Peggy with a flash and a decoy could potentially do some work. Needs to be very careful, and that smoke certainly isn't going to help things. In fact, Chronic's on a 4K. Make that an ace.
Yeah, what I was going to say was that both Victor and Chronic were quite low. So, Victor particularly with no armor. He could have gone to Peggy, but I guess Chronic was just on fire, like you said, after those 4 kills. So 4 Galils. They've got to be careful not to lose any of them and hand them over to the MALiK players here. But it wouldn't surprise me if they opted to go towards the A-bomb site, because obviously they want to try and play passive and keep their distance at the start of the round at least. Watch out for any strange, very aggressive CT push. Because really at long range the pistols are nowhere near as effective as they are up close. So
only maybe the 5.7.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you need a shot to the head and then a body shot to get a kill.
Well, that was a shot to the head onto Rezu.
It was, and 32 damage. It's a good one.
Good job he's wearing a helmet.
Yep. It's pretty quiet on this Eastern European map.
Exactly, there's the Russian writing. That big building with the snow on it in the background reminds me of one of the COD 4 maps. Not quite sure what the map's called though, but Andrew is God. There's the distance keeping we were on about. And quickly they're going to try and capitalize on this entry frag. Rezu's going to be disappointed that he went down. However, Boaster will recycle his Galil, get a frag as well. Thank you very much is what he says. And inkG now going to work with the 5-7. If he can get a second frag, it'll be perfect, but Chronic with the Galil, so close to making it 2. He won't do it in the end, but Peggy now, just a 5-7, a flash. He's going to try and take him on, but I just don't fancy him for it.
Yep, he's now down to very little HP. He almost got the frag onto Victor there, but just wasn't enough. He went down to about 12, I think. As exceL get their second round on the board, and their economy's looking pretty good, especially considering MALiK have to full-on eco this other one, this third round. Shaney on a 5-7, as that's the only luxury that can be seen on this CT side.
What do you think about everyone on RCSGO betting, referring to MALiK eSports as Zayn MALiK? Yeah, that One Direction kid.
Not anymore. Did he
not
not leave?
I don't know. I don't keep track of people like that, Hoss.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're a lot more stylish than me, Hoss.
Highly doubt that.
But I'm not really sure whether One Direction can really vouch for style, to be fully honest.
Hey, Victor spotting the legs of Imi there. The later the night gets, the worse we get. Not casting-wise, just banter-wise. And time-filling-wise.
Mm.
I mean, we're still superb casters, right? Yeah.
Not really.
No.
I just get asked to talk over games of Counter-Strike, and that's what I do. So nade going over. We've got Shane who's hiding right on top of the bomb site with this 5-7 in a similar position to where InkG got his 4-man last time round. He's only going to get 1, however. Bomb picked up, and they plant in the corner. Not ideal, but at 4 versus 2, it probably won't make much of a difference. And exceL should really see the rest of the round out.
This has been the third round in a row now where exceL have got the bomb down. So that's essentially what? A Galil for free, should they want it? Because 2,400? 3 bomb plants, 2,400 per person. 12,000 across the rounds, across the team. It's a lot of money on their side.
So Imi has finally got his hands on the AWP. And let's see how they're going to set up at mid. We've got Imi, who's gone very aggressive towards A main. Just make sure no CT's creeping through there. And both MightyMax and InkG playing very, very up close here in mid. They want to make sure that exceL don't have any potential gateway towards vent room or towards short to try and hit one of these 2 bomb sites. And it's good, you know. We want to see them play an aggressive defense and constrict the amount of breathing space exceL have. Especially when you consider the quality players exceL have under their belts, and especially a player like Andrew, if you let him loose with the AWP, he'll seriously get entry frags for fun.
Yeah, Rezu is the first casualty of this round, so MALiK looking very good for this one. They are going to boost up, but look at where MightyMax is. They would have heard this one. As Imi playing aggressively patient. Max hears them jumping over. Spots out Andrew. Chronic drops behind him. Andrew gets the quick pick onto him as he now tries to lock his sights onto Shaney, but there is a big white box in front of him.
Advantage CTs as the clock ticks down. 19, 18, 17, 16, and InkG. Oh, and Boaster were literally touching. They were hugging, and 10 seconds now. The T's, instead of going for this, they've actually opted to fall back and try again come the next round. They will have enough money to buy because they did win the first 3 rounds. And of course, Andrew's going to save that AWP and Victor's going to save the Galil. And there's Boaster in the chat asking if he was sat in vent with his opponent. And yeah, Boaster, if you're watching this VOD, you were sat in vents with that counter-terrorist.
Getting close and personal. As MALiK now get their first round on the board on their favoured CT side of this map. There is a smoke here.
Brave from Imi.
Is it brave or stupid?
Well, if he gets the information that no one's in there, that will actually, yeah, there we go. He'll be able to call it's clear now. And he could probably even go up towards the locker area and hold the angle. I'm not sure whether exceL even expect him to be there. It's amazing how many terrorists don't look out for this kind of thing at the start of the round because they're so focused on trying to boost a few people towards mid. But I don't think it's going to matter because at the moment, exceL might have their hearts set on the B bomb site. I hope Bosa doesn't go up with the boost and fall
Almost
all by himself. Yeah, he's got to wait for Victor now. Hopefully they can go at it together.
They're going to force inkG out of vents here, maybe? Or he can just get the pick onto Boaster and stick around in vents. I hear that one works too.
Well, the thing is here, that the T's know he's there. So the question at hand is, are they going to try and single him out and frag him?
Oh.
Yes, they will. And that was a good return frag for Victor. That's important. It's now currently advantage to the T's because there's only one CT on the B bomb site and he is no more. The B bomb site now belongs to exceL, but the bomb was left behind and that will allow MALiK to rotate. They've got no time to go back towards Ace. It's going to be tough.
It is. Shaney going to be flashing out. Gets turned away from. Going to get the frag onto Victor. 9 seconds now. The bomb is still yet to go down. There it is. We have Rezu here on the middle of the site. Probably going to get a frag onto Shaney, and he does so. Max falls as well. And Imi, the last to go down, and that's going to be a double op setup now on this T side for exceL eSports.
Yeah, exceL, they genuinely were in a very, very tough situation there, particularly after Shaney got that frag rotating from vents. I honestly thought that the CTs were going to take it, but just didn't happen in the end. And even though MALiK won the round before the last one, again, they didn't win the first 3 rounds. They didn't build up a little bit of bank. They brought up again. They lost, and you know what, Horst? They're back on the pistols.
They are in not exactly great pistols allowed. We have one CZ, the rest are on P250s or USPs. And it's a big ask for MALiK to really do anything with this one. That HE is going to go across and hit Shaney and Imi, and now Shaney is no more.
As you'd expect. Obviously, exceL, the team with the guns. The main issue here is that they've got 2 AWPs. It's not really an issue as such, but they've got to be wary that MALiK on the eco could deal a heck of a load of damage onto these AWPs. If, for example, they push round together.
Close.
Yeah, exactly. If they push round together, like sent 4 people towards B, essentially Andrew would have found himself all alone. He would have got ganged up on. And this is the thing now. inkG is going to be rotating from behind, and he might catch a player rotating at mid, and that player at mid is going to be Victor. AK on the floor. The CTs will pick it up. Mighty Max comes in as well. This is great play from MALiK eSports. We've got Chronic, who's only on 2 points of health. But there we go. There are the battles from distance. AK hits the floor, and Andrew salvages it for exceL eSports. But regardless, I think MALiK will still be somewhat satisfied with how that round went, and inkG deserves a pat on the back for that great flank from behind.
Yeah, definitely so. Forced a few rebuys there out of exceL. As now MALiK are on their primary weapons again here. They've got a good amount of smokes, of which one is used to stop Chronic getting that quick pick in mid. Meaning that Mighty Max can get up close and personal. In fact, they're going to go for the counter boost here. And I think Chronic has eyes on this. They're going to flash over. Chronic is completely white. Max bypasses him completely, finds nothing there, and then gets taken down by Chronic. Bit of a misplay there coming out from Max.
Sometimes you go aggressive to try and get the information, and a lot of the time when you get the information, you consider yourself lucky that you didn't get picked off in the first place. But sometimes some players can make incorrect decisions, can go a little bit too aggressive. And talking about going aggressive, is exactly what Bosa's looking to do. But this is a corner where the CT is hiding. 2 Bosas left that players more than often neglect. But Peggy gives his position away. Bosa with the headshot. Imi spraying and praying through the smoke. He won't get a frag. And hopefully he waits for Shaney to join him in on the action. That Molotov isn't really going to allow Imi to peek anyways. And that's a great nade from Shaney. And this at 2 versus 2 loss. This is on.
Yep, that HE grenade actually stopped the plant going down. Victor's going to force Imi out of this, but that's a very nice little drop smoke there from Imi. Nullifying. Fire. Oh, Chronic. I really feel should have had that one. But now it's just Imi. He'll get it on the second peak. But even though that was pretty close there. Chronic had gone down. Imi in a 1 versus 1. Could have salvaged it, but this is a very different MALiK to the one we're used to seeing.
Is it a different MALiK
or
to
is
the
it a
one
very
we used
good
to see,
exceL?
or is it a very good exceL?
Bit of both.
They've been brilliant. I'm so proud of them. You know, I feel like a father watching his son graduate. Oh, I thought there was a pause there for a second. So, Imi holding mid all by himself. Victor with the nade. He might actually have his life terminated, but just about gets away with it. Imi's P250, not enough to deal the damage. Victor, you know what? He might have a hat-trick on the cards. Rezu is going to be his right-hand man to join in. Great mid-control from exceL, using those AKs. And Shaney, he's got the angle here, but I think Rezu knows what's coming. He isn't going to fall for it. And the bomb should go down here, probably on the A-bomb side. They might not even bother to plant it. They just want to try and sort of keep the pressure on Hoss and make sure that the CTs don't pick up any of these rifles, and they won't. No casualties for exceL. That's going to be a lot of money in the bank.
It is. We can see that Chronic's on 8k, Victor on 7, Rezu on 6.3. The only one lagging behind is Boaster, who is unfortunately at the bottom of the scoreboard, going 6 for 6. Just as we were really singing Imi's praises, he's there right at the bottom, 1-7. It's really not been his day. He hasn't been able to get too much with this AWP at all.
So 2 exceL terrorists just holding outside the B-bomb site, making sure the CTs don't try anything dodgy and push through to get information or flank round mid. Andrew is God in the AWP. He's actually towards the B-bomb site. And again, this is something that we've spoken about in detail, Hoss, how Shaney's always playing that corner. I honestly feel like if they could get Andrew as God into a main and just have him zoom in on Shaney's location, surely a certain times out of 10, he is going to get that entry frag onto Shaney. And I just like to think that exceL, maybe if they've watched some of MALiK's games, they should know that Shaney's always that lone A player a lot of the time for MALiK eSports. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter because they're not even going to the A-bomb site. Most of the time, they're just rolling over the CTs at mid. Shaney, he has been spotted and he's got a great opportunity now to redeem both himself and the rest of his teammates, but it's not going to happen. Brilliant timing from exceL eSports. And Peggy and Ink G now.
Gonna have to save.
Precisely.
It's going to be 8 rounds to exceL. That's a lot of rounds on this T side, 8 out of 9. As they're probably more than likely going to hit double figures here. But then can MALiK have an insane T side like they did on Inferno? Or like they attempted to have on Inferno? They started it going, but it was just too little too late against Xenix.
Trying to hunt them down, the T's. Don't want them to save up. As far as the finances are concerned, Ink, G and Peggy, obviously, who saved weapons, they can probably afford to... it's tough, really. Let's see whether they are going to drop for their teammates. There we go. 3 M4s, a FAMAS appearing as well. And yeah, there's a FAMAS from MALiK. So, again, as expected, not ideal. It is tough, but... a buy's a buy, right? And if they can trade out maybe 1 or 2 of these FAMASes for an AK or 2, then who knows? Because let's be honest, MALiK really need at least another round on the board.
Yeah.
I think they need at least 5.
Even if they lose this one, they're going to bring in 3.4k, which should put them on at least another FAMAS buy. Shaney and Max can probably buy up some M4s. But as you said, they really need to get some rounds here. So trying to apply at least some pressure to this exceL side should return at least a few frags. Or at least you'd like to think so.
So CT setup, Imi playing a lot more closer to Shaney as opposed to the last round, and only Mighty Max holding mid. Again, this dynamic setup. MALiK, they keep trying to change it, but the players just keep falling at mid. Imi now trying to get the return frag. He's just not hitting his shots, and something at the moment, Hoss, just isn't clicking for MALiK eSports, and they just keep falling like flies at mid.
Inky is going to get a 1-for-1 trade though. Boaster now finds the frag onto Imi. He really shouldn't be able to get to that position so easily. As Andrew with this Tech 9 is just going to find the frag onto Peggy. That nade's going to come in from Shane all by himself, and he's more than likely going to save this.
See, the issue is, exceL aren't even reinventing the wheel when they take mid. They're just putting someone on boost. And that person on boost just seems to always be peeking and getting the frag onto someone who's in the CT main area. And most of the time there's someone pushing out of T main as well. And he helps out or gets a second frag of his own. MALiK losing their battles individually at mid. And it might not be too bad of an idea for him to just try and hold mid off the A bomb site off short, for example. And just leave mid alone.
Yeah.
And just wait
Just
for the
play
T's
passive.
precisely, wait for the T's to come to them, because they keep giving them that mid control, and then the second exceL get vents, they just split B.
Yeah.
And that's why they send 2 people B at the start of the round. It's not just Andrew with his AWP, but it's an AK as well. So as soon as they've got that mid control, they know that they can get that third person through vents into checkers, that's when they execute.
Yep.
And even if there still are 2 CTs on the B bomb site, they still technically outnumber them if they've got a good 3 or 4 players towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, this time we're seeing a bit more passiveness coming out of Max in this mid area. He's thrown a smoke down. 5-7 in hand. As not actually going to see anything. It's a very passive lineup here from exceL. Rezu though, he's going to find 1 frag. Imi able to get a frag onto Chronic. As Victor gets the return on Tim. 3 versus 4 now. Shaney's got this M4 that he saved from the last round. But what can he do with it? Can he get some frags with it? He's on the A bomb site, and it looks like it's going to be another save coming out from him at least.
I think it would have been good if MALiK could put all their eggs in one basket on the pistols, maybe on the B bomb site, or maybe put all the pistols on the A bomb site, then leave Shaney on the B bomb site by himself with the M4. Because what happened was there at the start of the round, the players with the pistols just ended up pushing different positions to try and get sort of surprise frags and information at the same time. But because they pushed out one by one, the AK on paper should always win, unless you get very fortunate with the pistol, due to the run and gun element that we unfortunately have in CSGO. And yeah, the percentages just weren't in favour of the CTs, and they didn't get lucky. Basically, that was it.
I think this is the first time we're actually seeing MALiK pick up this double AWP setup. They may have had it on Inferno every now and then because they picked up moles.
They had a double AWP setup earlier on when MALiK were on an eco. I mentioned it.
No, I mean MALiK picking up this double AWP.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't actually notice MALiK had the double AWP.
I remember seeing Chronic with the AWP earlier. I think we saw MALiK pick it up maybe 1 round against Xenix because moles AWP dropped. But apart from that, I don't think we have as... Imi, you can't let him tag you down like that so easily. And you have to take your shots. And again, getting tagged up, nothing in return.
And the thing about Imi here is if he re-peaks, I guarantee you...
He goes down.
Yeah, because the terrorist on boost is all eyes on that position. And he has fallen back, which is the right decision from Imi. But again, this mid-control just cannot be kept from MALiK. And it looks like they might very well be heading out and not be going to the qualifiers at MCM. Chronic goes huge, pushing this A bomb site. InkG to try and help things out, but Boaster knows exactly where he is. If Boaster gets his frag, surely MALiK won't be able to salvage something from the round, but they very well may be able to. Peggy, he's a lone AWPer. He's up against 2 AWPers. Let's see what he can do with InkG by his side.
They're going to have to save.
They're not going for it.
Yeah. It's hard to watch. It really is.
I feel like they should have gone for that. Where is Peggy right now? Well, look at Peggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he all the way over there?
He plays the B bomb site. And I guess with the AWP, it's a little bit slower to rotate.
Yeah, well, you can pull a knife out.
You can.
I don't know. I just feel like I can understand what they were doing because they'll be able to mount a buy now, MALiK. But I mean, you've given your opponents 11 rounds.
Yeah.
When are you gonna?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But fingers crossed for MALiK. Hopefully this is going to be their second round, and hopefully more rounds to come. But Andrew has other thoughts. Mighty Max, he's been spotted, and again this mid just falls to exceL eSports. It's almost like MALiK eSports just aren't winning their individual battles, and Chronic, he's going to get this frag with a Tech 9 as well up against Shaney's M4. And Lady Luck is just not on the side of MALiK so far this game. And this is their map, let's bear that in mind.
This is MALiK's map. I mean, Ingji's going to get a frag here, but he gets put down to 1 HP. Andrew gets another frag with a Tech 9 onto Peggy. And I think we're going to be seeing yet another save here out of Ingji.
1 HP, he's not got this.
Well,
he's going for it. I think they were very fortunate that Andrew got that Tech 9 kill, because I felt like both didn't have to rush things and sort of climb the ladder through the smoke. Especially after he knew where the CT was. But regardless, Andrew got the Tech 9 kill.
Yep, as it's now 12-1.
And exceL, Monsieur Victor. Well, he's not French, he's Dutch, but you know. Through the smoke with the AK-47. Come on, MALiK, show us what you've got.
4 on 4.
Put up a little bit of fight.
Resistance.
Jesus.
There it is. Imi gets the frag onto Andrew. Max going aggressive, finds the frag onto Victor. And now it's just Rezo and Chronic left. Could we see MALiK grab themselves 3 rounds?
Hashtag believe.
Hashtag the dream.
They're in great positions here. Peggy, this corner, it just almost seems like terrorists never learned their lesson when they hit the B-bomb site. They just seem to never check that corner.
Yeah.
Shiki loves to play there as well. We saw him play that corner for Zenex quite a lot. But it's not going to matter, because they are going to be heading towards A, but Imi, is that kill a sign of things to come? Hopefully it will be. Chronic all by himself, unless he can get the 1 versus 4, and he most certainly won't. Finally, MALiK with another round on the board, but it's going to be the last round of the half. And even if MALiK win this one, they've got to win their pistol in the second half. There's just no question about it.
It's a repeat.
They're just so far behind.
It's a repeat of their game against Zenex on Inferno. There's so little room for error that they have to play near perfect.
Yeah.
That they can't be as sloppy as they're being on this CT side.
I guess you can argue them having to be near perfect sort of means that exceL have been near perfect so far, and I think it would be safe to say that exceL have been near perfect. They just look unbeatable at mid. Andrew with 1, Cheney with the double. He's gotten 3, he's looking for 4, and he will get 4. Yeah. And hopefully that will hype them up a little bit. You know, give them that little bit of motivation, because, my God, they need it. And the thing is there, Hoss, MALiK played so passively, be it at mid, on B, and on the A bomb site throughout the entire first half of the first half. Those last few rounds, which they actually won,
they showed some spice, something, just something.
Yeah, they went very, very aggressive and just thought, look, lads, we might as well go aggressive now, because the game is, I guess you can argue, practically lost. We've got to change something round. And they change it round, and
like previously, when we've seen them play in mid, it was 2 of them. Whereas there, it was Max dying, and no one getting a return as, that's not what they wanted to see.
Booster just happened.
Yeah.
And Imi, the bomb's been lost, and Imi is the player. It's in fact the same. It's the same pistol round that MALiK did earlier on, where what they do is they leave 1 person outside of B, just sort of jump in behind that little, whatever it is, little
thing.
Cupboard. I don't know what it is. This thing.
Where are you looking?
This. What is this thing? Like a little hut?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, where they leave 1 player just watching for the B rotation or push, just jump in there. Someone on Twitter asking if what exceL are currently doing to MALiK is even legal.
That's actually
let's let the community be the judge of that.
I believe Holy Cupcake is actually one of the admins here as well.
Shout out to him and the rest of the admins, but hopefully
thank you.
It's not the end just yet. Chronic holding this B bomb site with Rezu to his left, but MALiK towards the A bomb site. It looks like they go. Don't count these Tech 9s out.
No, especially when Ingji can do that at range, and straight away we're seeing 2 players rotate round. Boaster gets 1, switches to his pistol. Chronic got a frag onto Ingji on that B site, but they're going to get the bomb down here, and post-plant they're going to be 3 versus 3. Haven't been able to pick any of these primary weapons up though, because one of them was on the B site, and the other's a MP7 on this A site, which they still haven't found, because it's right there in front.
Yeah, but Shaney He put that flash through the smoke. He dealt a heck of a load of damage onto Victor. 24 HP on him, but Chronic will get the headshot onto Shaney. Imi peeks out. Imi with one. Mighty Max falls to his death. And exceL. It looked like MALiK were going to do it. It looked like MALiK had found a little bit of power to fight on, but Chronic and Andrew, who have both played phenomenally so far this game, putting their foot down on the A bomb site, and exceL now 2 rounds away from booking themselves a place in MCM. And like we said earlier on, Hoss, this exceL lineup, they didn't even qualify. They got invited, and a lot of people were doubting whether they were even good enough.
Yeah, exactly. And I think right now the simple answer is yes, they are good enough. And should they win this match, I'm really excited to see them play on LAN.
Andrew holding mid by himself. Dealt a lot of damage onto Shaney, but it doesn't matter because 5 HP is plenty in Counter-Strike. Ink will push short. There's the Tech 9 kill onto Victor. And MALiK with a great opportunity here to gang up on this lone CT player in Boaster, but they don't know he's there.
He's in a great position. Great position for him. He gets one frag. The bomb yet to go down. They're going to smoke him out. Or not. That's going to be a decoy. Second time I've fallen for that one. They're now going to send a smoke out. Flash goes into Ink gets one more. And now it's all on Chronic as he has to deal with Ink here. The bomb ticking down as this is exactly what MALiK wanted here. Chronic's picked up a M4. No, he had the M4. Peggy with a Galil. Ink with a Galil as well. And MALiK grabbed their 4th on the board as this is what I was talking about. Near perfect. They essentially can't let a round slip unless they want to go to overtime.
One of the main reasons why that worked out so well for MALiK was because after they got the 2 initial frags, they didn't slow down, similar to sort of how we saw Zenex sort of have their little pauses yesterday. Yeah. They kept going, and they knew they had to beat the CTs who were rotating over from B, and then they just end up ganging up on the lone player on the A-bomb site by himself, and then they just end up getting the frag onto him and planting and just holding the after-plant positions. But 1 frag for Victor. He does die, however. Shaney preventing the push from the door area. Booster is going to be pushing A main. And easy stuff for Shaney. And Ink now, just like deathmatch practice. And it will be MALiK's 5th round on the board.
Yep, but that was only an eco, and I guess exceL are probably going to eco this one as well. They've got a big margin of error where they can just save up. Maybe get a few frags, force the rebuys out of MALiK. They are still on 1 Galil. So every kill matters now for exceL because, of course, if they force rebuys, then MALiK's economy is going to be weak, and the weaker the buy, the more chance exceL have of grabbing the round because MALiK more likely to make mistakes.
They've got to stay positive, MALiK.
Yeah.
You know, forget what happened in the first half. Just focus on playing their own game on this T side. We know they have a quality T side on Cash, and we've seen it put into action, but look at this. Wow, Rezu and Andrew, but Imi was expecting it, but nonetheless, he's not going to get the frag. Peggy returns it, but surely that other team who's hiding at locker room will get the kill. There it is. Andrew, Ink and Mighty Max with a killer piece. And even though Victor will probably die in this 3 versus 1, that was still not too bad of an eco coming out from exceL.
2 rebuys coming in as well, so they need to get the bomb down here for the extra $800. Victor make that 3 rebuys. And the bomb is still yet to go down here. Max obviously doesn't want to give his team that extra bit of cash, as only now is he going to go for it. They now know exactly where Victor is. If they didn't buy the footsteps, they now know by the bullets. As he's going to find 1 frag. He's now 1 versus 1 with Ink who's very low. Oh. Ink finds that one, luckily, as MALiK, 6th round on the board for them. But now exceL can get a buy together. Andrew not going for that AWP just yet, favouring nades and armor over it.
That last round, he knew the chances were that one of the 2 terrorists was going to be either at forklift or in A main. So he put that smoke down to essentially turn the 2 versus 1 into a 1 versus 1 battle. But so unlucky there from Victor with the CZ75. Maybe if it was a P250, he wouldn't have had to reload. And essentially, it wasn't really a case of reloading. He just failed to hit his shot onto Ink when he popped up. But because he was only on 26 points of health, you always fancy him with that CZ75. It just wasn't meant to be. There's the smoke that will just block off that CT main area. In the meantime, we admire the smoke.
Oh. You got the smoke bug.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Andrew's got and Chronic get 2 frags on the map. InkG making his way in towards the checkers area. Rezu gets that frag. And now it's just all on Peggy to stop this going to match point in favor of exceL. Peggy gets 1.
Gets 1. Ah, Chronic pushed him from the other angle as well. If he had held the position behind him, he may have gotten an extra frag, because he did actually catch a glimpse of that terrorist. And here we go. It's do or die for MALiK eSports. Money's tight. Peggy has had to buy up armor and settle with just a Desert Eagle. He's going to be hungry to try and pick up one of these AKs or FAMAS, or even that M4 on Rezu to try and even things out. Meanwhile, Imi's had to just... He's very low on nades, and he's only got the Galil, and here we go. The AKs might be put into work, but Victor with the FAMAS is going to get the frag onto Mighty Max Poster as well, and has the Fat Lady sunk. exceL eSports, they were the underdogs in this group, and they may very well finish second. InkG and Imi now to try and hold on to things, but it looks like that is going to be the end of it. Hoss, InkG spotted from behind, and exceL eSports, my word have they excelled over the past 48 hours. They really have been just fantastic.
They deserve that.
They do, they do.
88 rounds against Zenex and losing 2-0, and another overtime on Cash as well in that series. You can't take anything away from them. They played brilliantly there on Cash. They played brilliantly on Nuke. And MALiK just came up short. And
the fact that they just so convincingly beat MALiK, who were one of the favourites for this group behind Zenex. So convincingly on their map, and a map that we have already said MALiK is so strong on, is just brilliant if you're an exceL fan. And I think a lot of people in the UK scene will be exceL fans after what we've seen in the last 48 hours. I just hope that they can sort of go home now, practice, prepare themselves for MCM in May. And talking about MCM, I know you've got it memorised and all that, but no, honestly, tell us about MCM.
So yeah, the LAN finals for the ESL UK Premiership. We're going to have both League of Legends and CSGO finals there. 4-team bracket for each, the 2 semi-finals and the final, where each team they fight for their share of £6,000, as exceL and Zenex are going to be off to there, and they'll be eagerly awaiting the results from next week's groups and probably eagerly watching them as well to see who they're going to face, as we'll be back then with FM, Infused,
United Estonia,
and
GLG.
Good-looking gamers. It's a pretty stacked group. 1 and 2 go through. The second seed will face Zenex, and the team that win that group will face exceL eSports.
So your predictions for that group, just before we call it a day.
I know a lot of people out there would probably like to see United Estonia just so we can see them play on LAN.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird way to look at it, but yeah. I think FM are probably going to make it because they were so strong at I-Series.
Especially if they have Windansky.
And I highly doubt it. I'm not feeling Infused. Honestly, I'm not feeling it.
Well, obviously, Infused have undergone quite a few changes. They've dropped TSAC, and they've also dropped... I don't know if dropped would be the correct term to use, but who's the other player? Declan.
Yeah, well, I thought it was Declan.
They've been replaced with Zed, who obviously used to play quite a bit with FM and Weber and them lot. And they've also brought in Aaron, who's an X1.6 player. I think he played for MTW at one point, so very experienced player there. There's no doubt that Infused was slightly disappointed at I-54, but again, they were a new lineup. So let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. I think Group B is going to be even more exciting than this group, to be fully honest. Yeah, definitely so. As I said, it's so stacked, so many great teams. But for now, that is it. We'll be back next week, the same time, 7 o'clock British summertime on the Monday, then the Tuesday with Group B of the ESL UK Premiership. Big thank you to ESL UK, of course, for getting this on the Premiership. It's a great step forward for UK esports. SanDisk, AOC, and of course MCM London Comic Con. You can go follow them at SanDisk on Twitter, at AOC Gaming on Twitter, and I think it's at MCM exeL on Twitter as well. That one's off the top of my head. I've been Hoss at Hosslot. This has been Kyanite at Kyanite, and we'll see you next week for Group B. Good night. Au revoir.